In this legal vision, I would like to talk about a crisis in Cuba. There is a energy crisis. But how in between the nations in the world, the relationship are strained due to economic crisis. We have to know it. No international law is helping. The UNO is a mute spectator, just observing what's happening in the nation. Now, the relationship between USA and Cuba has made the economic crisis in Cuba. That is a destination due to a revolution by Fidel Castro. The nation got a fame in the world. That is a Cuba island. It's a communist oriented nation. It is supporting Russia and China, Iran like that. So its energy consumption is produced by its own just 40%. The 60% of the remaining consumption are met by the import of the oil and major ally Venezuela. But now is it totally has been stopped by the arrest of Mr. Maduro. The USA under the Trump is imposing a more tariff on other nations who are supporting through fuels to the Cuba. Now the economic crisis has loomed in large scale, and it seems that it's also not reducing. But in the relationship between USA and also really in the Cuba strained after the emergence of the Federal Castro, the social revolution. The USA began to distance itself with the Cuba island, but the Cuba managed itself recently. But now in the current government couldn't meet all the economic needs of the people. The fuel crisis has erupted in large scale. A common people wouldn't go to the work because public transports have been maximum stopped in last week. The transportation of the also goods are in minimized. The essential services are met. Despite it, more schools are closed. That we have to know how the transportation is getting affected in Cuba. It's getting the normal people's life. The people couldn't go to the work. The normal people are struggling hard. They are feeding themselves by working hard. But now, due to this, they couldn't go to the work. How the Cuba is going to meet the needs? It is another question. But during the regime of also Mr. Obama in the USA, the strained relationship had been eased. He was helping to the Cuba through various ways. He had eased in the economic crisis and economic blockade. And the subsequent ruling by Trump, it was made in West. Under the rule of the Joe Biden, no concentration was done on Cuban island. But subsequently, now the Trump has come to the power. But now he is threatening all the nations as far as in the energy matter is concerned. That's why there's also he captured the South Zone, the really in the Madura, and he was put in jail. And he has been made incapacitated, due to which all the ally of Venezuela wouldn't get the fuel properly. It has been stopped. The Trump tried in the India also, but he couldn't get the success. But in Cuba, he has got success. He wants, he wants in the regime change in Cuba, whereby he can get the Cuba island in control. He can rule from there. He wants that. He wants to change in the regime there. But due to the activities of the South Zone, the Trump, the people have got united in one side in Cuba. They have become much nationalist, much nationalist. They have become to love their Cuba. The Cubans have become the nationalist now and the anti-Americans. So now it cannot be controlled by the UNO under the international law. The treaties between two nations have been strained. So it should not happen to the world, other nations also. So now, so really, in the USA, works have to be controlled as far as in the tariff imposition, other matters are concerned. The Trump may be a nationalist, but he is doing something at the South Zone which affects the other nations' economy. That other governments and other nations' government they have to be alerted on these issues. But India, I think, it has also has escaped from the net of the South Zone. Really, the USA, due to the strong leader strong leadership head of the South Zone in India. But I think I'm sorry, in the Cuba crisis, economic crisis, may get solved very soon.